Hello lovelies, good day and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, you're welcome. My name is Oluwatose. And to all my returning subscribers, you're also welcome. Thank you for stopping by today's video. If you are new here, please consider subscribing to my channel and don't just subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so you get notified when next I upload new video on this channel. So in my previous video, I uploaded a tutorial on how to cut this pencil dress with front wrap with yoke and turtleneck for a child that is 11 years old. And in this video, we are going to be talking about how to sew it together. So this video is a sewing tutorial on how to sew this dress. If this is the first video you are coming across, just check my previous video on how to cut this dress. So I started sewing this dress by stitching the sleeve together. So I measured the round sleeve at the bicep region divided by 2. I marked that. Then our armhole divided by 2. I marked that as well. We are going to be stitching across these 2 points. I did that to the right sleeve and to the left sleeve. When I was now stitching the 2 sleeves, I proceeded to stitching the yoke. Now for the yoke, you remember that if you've seen the cutting video of this dress, you would see that I cut 2 yoke for the back and then 1 yoke for the front. So I'll be using one of the back yoke to turn the other of the back yoke. Then I turned the 2 sides of the back yoke. You're not going to turn the neckline. You just turn that straight part and then the cuff at the back. When I was done turning the yoke, I kept that aside. Now to the rest of the half length for the dress. Firstly, we are going to be matching this lace on the doll face, which is our lining 1. Then after matching it together, you are going to stitch the yoke on it just the way I placed it, right side of the yoke facing the right side of the main fabric. You are going to stitch from that point to where the cuff starts. I did that to the 2 sides of the yoke. So when you are done stitching, the next thing to do is to now turn your half length. So you are going to be bringing the lining and face it on the right side of the half length. Then you will turn across the neckline, you will turn across the zip side and the shaping side. You won't turn the armhole and the down of this half length, then you will flip it to the right side. After turning for both sides, this is what my yoke is looking like. For the neckline side, I would advise you turn with hemming gum so that when you press it, the lining can stick down on the fabric. So you are going to attach your yoke to the half length for the front panel as well. So firstly I pinned the middle and then I'm going to sew across where my finger is running across, attaching the yoke on the rest of the half length. You know, the yoke for front is just one piece. It's only the yoke for back that has two pieces each for each side of the back. So after attaching the yoke, the next thing is to turn that sweetheart neckline. So I'm going to face my lining on the right side of this half length and turn the neckline and the 2 sides. You will not turn the armhole and then you will not turn the down, just like we did for the back panel. So you keep that aside as well. For the pencil part of the dress now, this is the main fabric. Firstly, I'll bring my lining. We are going to be using this lining to turn the main fabric. So you fold the down of your lining first, then you will face the wrong side of your lining to the right side of your main fabric, so that when you flip it inside, the right side of the main fabric is going to be showing underneath, because this front panel for this pencil part will be single lined, like it's going to be lined once. It's just the back that will be double lined. So when you are done with the front, for the back now, this is the main fabric. You are going to bring the first lining, which is doll face. You will match it underneath the main fabric after folding the down of the doll face. You are going to face the right side to the wrong side of this main fabric for the front panel. Then you will match both of them together. I mean, you will stitch them together. After stitching, you face the 2 back panels on each other like this, right side facing right side, and then you determine how long you want your zip to be. After marking that, you determine how long you want your slit to be as well. So from the down, I measured how long I want my slit to be. Since I'm sewing for a child, I didn't make the slit too long. I just made it like 11 inches. Then you'll be sewing from where your zip stops to where your slit starts. Then you will stitch that part where your slit starts very well, so that your dress doesn't start tearing from there. So when you are done doing that, it will look like this. Then you bring your lining. You're going to be turning each side separately. So you fold the two of them on each other like this, then you place your lining on it like this. So now we are trying to turn the one that the right side is facing up first. So on that side, that this is the zip allowance side now, you stitch it from up to down. When you are stitching, don't let the other one get in the way. Then you flip it to the other side just like I'm doing, and you shift this other one inside and stitch from up to down as well. Please, while you are stitching, don't let the one that is inside get in the way. When you are done doing this to one side, if there's a need to trim, you trim, and then you flip it out from the down. After this, it's going to look like this. So this is what it's looking like at this point, the one I've turned and the one that I've not turned. So you repeat this same process to the other side of the back. Then from where the slit starts to where the slit stops, you are going to use hemming gum to stitch to stick the lining down on the main fabric. So you put hemming gum on that side and then you give it a good press so that the lining can just gum on the main fabric so that the lining doesn't start sticking out later. So you do this to both sides of the back panel. I did to mine, and when I was done turning the other side of the back panel as well, this is what is looking like at this point. So you just proceed. Like I said, don't forget to put hemming gum on that part so that your work can be as neat as possible. The next thing is to join the half length to the lower part of the dress. So I'm joining for the back panel first. Please make sure that the two zip allowance, they are like facing each other before you join. I mean for the half length and the pencil parts of the dress. So I joined for the back panel first. Then this is what is looking like when I was done joining. After back panel, you can now join for the front panel. So for the front panel as well, I brought the half length. I'm going to notch the middle of this half length. Then you notch the middle of the pencil part of the dress, and then you place the two notches on each other and you stitch. After stitching, the next thing to do is now to attach the wrapper on the front panel of the dress. So you bring the wrapper, make sure the right side of the wrapper is facing up, just like in my case, and then you will stitch that part my finger is running across, you will stitch that up as well. The right side will be attached on the dress because the wrapper is going to come from right to left. So I proceeded to stitching, and the next thing to do after stitching is to match the wrapper on the dress, on the front panel of the dress on the right side. So after matching, I just pinned it down so that when I get to my machine, I'll just stitch it straight. You attach one belt on the edge of the wrapper on the left side. I just folded that belt inside so that it will be neat. I'm just going to attach it straight. Then you will attach on that side too, on the right side of the dress. Then you will join the shoulder line for the front panel and the back panel together. I did that. Then I used the back panel to turn the front panel. I mean for the shoulder line because the back panel is 2. I just used it to turn the front panel. The next thing you will do after this is to fix your zip. So I proceeded to fixing my zip. I just pinned that yoke up so that I can measure the shoulder correctly to retrim the armhole. Then you can now start shaping. I divided our bust by 4 and I marked that starting from the zip. Then our waistline divided by 4, I marked that as well. I proceeded to our hip line and then I divided our hip by 4 and I marked that as well. All starting from the zip. You are going to stitch this across these 3 points and then you will stitch it down depending on how pencil you want this dress to be. Like I mentioned, I didn't make mine really pencil because it's for a child and I would not want to stress the child too much. So I didn't make it really pencil. So I just went straight down. Now flip your dress to the other side. You now start dividing your measurement by 2 from the first place that you stitched. A bust divided by 2, waistline divided by 2, hip divided by 2. You mark that and then you stitch across and you stitch down depending on how pencil you want the dress to be. So at this point, when you flip to the right side, this is what it's looking like. You're going to retrim your shoulder if there is a need to, and then you measure and you fix your sleeve inside the armhole. The next thing to do after this is to cut the turtleneck. To cut this turtleneck, I folded my neckline into two like this and I measured across. After measuring across, you are going to pick up the piece you are using to cut the turtleneck. Because I was targeting the edge of this fabric, I cut my my collar. I cut it straight. I didn't cut it on bias. I just cut what I measured inside the neckline. I folded it into two and I cut. So I just cut out the net at the tip of the lace so that the edge can come out. If your fabric is not like this, there's no need to cut out the whatever. You get what I'm saying? Then you're going to notch the middle of your neckline and you will notch the middle of the piece you are using for your collar, and you'll be pinning the two notches together, right side facing right side. Then you proceed to attaching, like stitching your collar on the neckline from one side to the other. So when I was done, I put bra hook at the collar side, from the collar down to where the curve on the yoke starts. And after all being said and done, my dress came out looking like this. I hope someone found this video helpful and interesting. If it has been helpful to you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and in case you have any questions, kindly ask me down in the comment section. If you've not subscribed, kindly consider subscribing to my channel and turn on the notification bell so you get notified when next I upload new video on this channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.